is each graph a function? So this kind of question is really asking you to think about what can the graph of a function look like and what can the graph of a function not look like. I'm going to give you one example here. I'm going to draw a nice, beautiful circle, or almost circle. This shape might be a function or might not be. Remember, the rule for a function is that each input gives one output. And the key to remember with a graph is that x, right here, this is your input. And y, the y-axis, is your output. So you have inputs and outputs. And what that means is if you look at a particular point on this graph, like right here, let's say, this might be the point like, let's call it 2, 3. Well, we've got right here an input and an output. So my input, x, is here, and my output, y, is here. And the question is this graph only showing one possible output for each input? And the way we check this is to say, okay, this input of 2, are there any other places on the graph that have an input of 2? And we use the vertical line test to check that, because this right here is my x of 2. And in order to check all the places with an x of 2, you just go to 2 and look all the way up, and you look all the way down. And what you'll notice is, we have a problem. Because right here is a point on the graph with an input of 2, but this is also a point on the graph with an input of 2. This vertical line hits the graph twice, and so this is not a function. So we say, no, this is not a function. I can draw a different kind of graph. Maybe I have a parabola, like a nice little smiley face. In this kind of situation, again, I'm asking the question, is it a function? We can do the vertical line test again. So we go to different points and we say, okay, hey, going up and down here, if I look at this particular x value, how many times does it hit the graph? And we see it hits the graph once right here. Okay, that's nice. Well, what about another vertical line? Or another vertical line? Or another vertical line? You're going to check every vertical line that you could possibly make. And notice, each of these hits the graph exactly once. And what that means is you never have the same input giving two different outputs. And so in this case, this passes the vertical line test. So we would say, yes, it is a function.